Hi everybody, welcome to Instapotting with Poonam. Today's another basics video. This one's a really good one because you can make multiple meals out of it. It's Punjabi gravy. It's very simple, really easy steps, and you can store this in your fridge for a few days and make it later on. And so Punjabi gravy is really good for making multiple things like matar paneer or butter chicken. You can even do egg curry with it. You can do a vegetable curry with it. So it's a really good base to have just stored in your fridge. So anytime you need to improvise and make a meal, you have it. So I've already gotten this started. And so I basically turned on the Instapot to saute mode, and you can tell that it's hot already. And so while that's warming up, let's go ahead and look at what ingredients you'll need. And so that way you can see that. But just remember, you'll get all the measurements below in our recipe section. So you can always reference that whenever you need to make this. So we have our chopped tomatoes, onions, garlic, and ginger. I've mixed that together. Salt, cumin or jeera. You got your turmeric, which is urad, as well as chilies, and some cilantro for the last step of making the Punjabi gravy. Also, if you're gonna store this, then just make sure you have a jar, a mason jar that's large enough, or a plastic container, or whatever you have that you want to store it in. So we're gonna get started. So what you're first gonna do is you're gonna throw in the cumin and the jeera. The oil is already hot. You can tell that it's all spread out at the outside rim of that, and you can also start smelling the oil when it's heated up. So you'll see everything once you throw it in sizzle, and you know that it's ready. Now, remember, I don't usually cook on this section of the island. I usually go under my vent-a-hood so that your house doesn't smell up. So I just wanted to make sure and remind you guys to do that if you have an outlet next to your stove. So we threw all the spices in there except for the salt. So I threw the onions now, and then we'll throw in the tomatoes. And then you can throw in your salt. So you're just gonna mix that up real good. And the next step is really easy. We're now just gonna close the Instapot, and you're gonna put the pressure cooker on. All right, so basically you're just gonna stir up the onions, tomatoes, and all the spices. Get that really good in there. And then just remember, you do not have to cut the onions or tomatoes perfectly, so it's all in there. And now we're just gonna go ahead and close the Instapot. And you're gonna set the time for 5 minutes. So make sure always when you close this, your steam valve is closed. Mine was open, so make sure it's closed. And you're gonna close the Instapot. Then you're gonna make sure and turn off saute mode, go to manual mode, and scroll down to 5 minutes. And then we're gonna let the steam naturally release for about 2 to 3 minutes after. So we'll come back when it's at 3 minutes, and we'll open it, and we'll get to the next steps right after that. All right, so we're back again. I was finishing up a few things, and I came back, and you can see that it's been 10 minutes since the pressure cooker timer went off, and that's completely fine. So this is something that you guys could do when you're doing laundry, or you're cleaning upstairs, or your kids need a bath or whatever. You can set this. The timer will go off, but then it'll just count down and the steam will naturally come out. There's nothing wrong with that. So we can go ahead and take the steam out. And be very careful when you're doing this. You want to kind of stand back away from it because it is pretty hot. So don't stand behind the Instant Pot either. But once this is released and all the steam is out, we can open it. And then we're going to add the cilantro. And you're going to go to saute mode and let it simmer there for 2 minutes. And we're almost done to put it in your container and put it in the fridge. So we're gonna open it once it's all done. It should be there pretty quick. And like I said, you can store this in your fridge for a few days. Some people could even freeze it, and you can freeze it in containers that can actually go into your freezer. And that's another good way of having an improvised meal really fast, is you just pull the gravy out, defrost it, and add whatever you wanna add, boiled eggs, chicken, paneer, whatever it may be. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. Again, be really careful. And so you can see that the water has released. It's a really good rich color, and it smells really good. And so what you're gonna do now is you're gonna add the cilantro into this, and you're just gonna go into saute mode and let it simmer there for 2 to 3 minutes 2 to 3 minutes is like my magic number. It's all about efficiency here. So remember, you can use your improvised glass lid that's in your drawers that fits. Close that, and let's go ahead and go to saute mode. So you're gonna turn this off and just go to saute mode, and we'll come back in 2 minutes. And after we turn off the Instapot after the saute mode, you're gonna let it cool down. So you do not wanna put this in your containers and then put it in the fridge. You wanna make sure it's cooled down, good to store in the fridge, and then transfer it into your jar. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Okay, so I went ahead and let my Punjabi gravy cool down so I can transfer it into my jar and show you guys what it fits in. So I usually use this size of a mason jar. You can use plastic, but like I said, let it cool down, put it in your jar. You can see all the colors and everything is really rich in there. You can store it in your fridge for a few days. And then, you know, you're ready to go whenever you need a quick meal. And so for future videos, remember that we're gonna be using this. So this is gonna be really good for like egg curry. So stay tuned to that because you're gonna see us using this in future videos. I hope you enjoyed that. You can look down at the recipe and get all of our measurements. And please subscribe. Come back soon. This video, and I hope you can, oh great.